this is my Module 2 exam video about epistasis, specifically the epistasis involving coat color in Labrador Retrievers. They typically come in 3 colors: brown, yellow, and black. So based on some research I did, this is the epistasis pathway that I created, and I'm going to explain it for visual people like me that can picture a key and a lock, and the lock is made specifically for that key, and if it's not the right key, it won't pass through. So a yellow dog needs to, in order to pass to brown, it needs at least one big E allele. See how it passes through there? And in order to pass from brown to black, they need at least one big B allele. See how it can pass through? Therefore, a yellow lab does not have a big E allele, and it doesn't matter what's at the big B locus. Brown dogs have at least one big E allele and no big B. And black dogs have at least one big E and one big B. Now, this is a cross between 2 heterozygous dogs, and these dogs are both going to be black because what I said in the last page, they both have a big E and a big B allele. And they can produce all 3 colors. It just depends on what that ratio is, which is what we're going to find out in this next slide. So here are the different genotypes that they can be, and this ratio is what's expected, but we're going to find out what it really is. So this first genotype has a big E and a big B, so it can pass through both locks and end up black. This next one has one big E but no big B, so it passes through here but not here, so it stays brown. And these last 2, neither of them have a big E, so it doesn't matter if they have a big B or not. They don't have a big E, so they can't pass through this first lock, and they're both yellow. So we combine 3 plus 1 to get 4. Therefore, our ratio is 9 black to 3 brown to 4 yellow. And this ratio means that this is a single recessive epistasis. And this is another example of a cross, but they're not heterozygous. These are the 2 genotypes. This one is brown because they have one big E, but no big B. And this one is yellow because they don't have a big E. And these 2 dogs can also produce all 3 colors, but in a different ratio than the last one. So this is just some math I did to figure out what that ratio is, and my Punnett squares here. And these are genotypes again, and they all are a probability of 1/4. But remember, these last 2 produce the same phenotype, so we're going to combine those probabilities to get 2/4. Therefore, our ratio is 1 black to 1 brown to 2 yellow. And these are my citations.